What's going on, guys? It's Courtney here. I'm gonna tell you the story of why I'm in a wheelchair and what that story has to do with everything. When I was 10 years old, I woke up and my legs started hurting in pain, agony. It was bad, and I was at my nana's. I got up in the morning and everything was fine. And then I laid back down and got up, and everything just started hurting weird, like tingling when your legs fall asleep. So I was like, oh, my legs are just asleep, so everything's gonna be okay. No, it started hurting really bad. I mean, I never in my life felt something hurt so bad. So I wobbled to the couch, and I sat there and just cried because I couldn't move my legs. And everybody thought I was faking. Of course, I was 10. Everybody thought I was faking. Like, you just weird to just get up and not be able to move or walk. Well, my mom was picking up my uncle, and my nana called saying she's in pain. I mean, screaming, yelling, crying. And my mom was just like, oh. They tried to pick me up. I was like, come on, Courtney, you're not, come on. That's not right. Let's just get up and walk. Well, I couldn't. So I got packed to the car to run to the emergency room by my uncle. This is my first video, by the way, and now it's gonna be a little weird, awkward. But he packed me to the car, and we rushed to the ER. I couldn't feel anything. I could feel the pain, but it was going numb. I couldn't use the restroom or anything. Everything was numb, waist down. Well, they didn't know what was going on. Down here in the middle of nowhere, they didn't know what was going on. So I got life flighted to Cosair's Children's Hospital for after that night, because they thought I was going to wake up in a vent in the Methodist hospital, so they life flighted me, looking through books and everything, seeing what was going on. They didn't know. They thought I had Guillain-Barré, which is like a slow process. It paralyzes you slowly, so they thought I was going to wake up paralyzed from the neck down. Like, so huge. It's just a lot to tell. What to say. I thought I was gonna be numb from the neck down. It wasn't. This tripod. I wasn't at all. I wasn't paralyzed. So they were like, well, it stopped. What do we do? What's going on? So the next day they were looking at books and wanting to know what was going on, so it's kind of scary. I didn't know any of this. I can't even remember like the first couple days. Probably the steroids and all the medication they had. It's crazy. So I flighted to Cosair's, and it was like July 13th, 2006. I was bundled up because in spinal cord injuries they bundle you up so you don't move and hurt your spine, so they bundle you up and like you can't move. And it was hot and scary, and it was just crazy. It was like it was hot, middle of summer, and I'm bundled up in so many blankets. Got there. I remember being on a lot of steroids, of course, to reduce the swelling around the spinal cord. That's what transverse myelitis is. The swelling around the spinal cord and leaving lesions in your spine. But they really didn't know it was that at that time. They thought that maybe they're testing me for everything they could possibly, like even cat scratch, fever, everything that they could possibly think of. And transverse myelitis was very rare. You can catch it from a common cold, and they think that I caught a virus and caught a virus and started that way, because a week before this happened, I went to the doctor for my little feet tingling. They said it was a UTI. I was like, UTI, really? Your feet don't tingle? Silly. Because before this happened, my parents, my mom worked at the hospital, my nana worked at the hospital. I knew some stuff, but after all this, I started like getting like, oh, I really like this medical stuff. I took classes in high school, everything, but I'm getting off track. He said it was a UTI. It's like, no, I don't think so. So, but I was put on antibiotics for a UTI. I mean, I'm 10 years old, and I gotta say, it just was crazy. But they thought a virus caused it. Still 10 years later, and still no change. I did get knee from my waist to my knees back, my knees down. I cannot feel. I can't walk. I got a wheelchair, but I'm very independent for a person to be disabled. I don't want to get to me. Like, I do a lot of things for myself. That's why, I mean, I was there for 3 months. I had a dog therapy. It was crazy. All kinds of therapy pushed me to the limit. For 3 months, I was in a rehab place because they figured out it was DM, and they just said therapy would have to see what will happen afterwards. Well, I did all that, and I mean, there's a lot of details, like, that's pretty much the majority of it. 10 years now. 3 years ago, I started getting bad urinary tract infections. Like, I was dying, going septic about 4 times. My bladder was colonized with E. coli, a couple different very strong bacterias. And it wasn't like I couldn't pee. I stopped peeing. Neurogenic bladder. I guess it affected my bladder and it just went out on me. I don't understand what happened there, but it did, from where my nerves are all messed up now from the TM, that that my bladder got worn out and I wasn't emptying it all the way, so it carried bacteria and just stopped it. So that's what happened to that. So I stopped peeing and I had to get my ureters rerouted to my kidneys so I could pee through a stoma bag. A urostomy. The bladder's still in there, which my bladder is still in there. I got it removed. I still got infections most of the time. I did get an infection where I went septic around Thanksgiving. And this year, okay, we're going to talk about the end of 2016. The end of 2016, December, Thanksgiving week, I'm trying to say, this sounds so weird. My bladder was working. I just don't want it to sound, my bladder was started working, which I didn't know it was my bladder. I thought it was something else. I was peeing and I didn't know it. It was an infection. And it wasn't supposed to work. Everybody told me after this urostomy surgery, ilia loop, that's what it's called, I started feeling like, oh, I feel like I have to pee. They said it was phantom pains. I kept feeling like I had to go. This whole time, it was building up a bunch of bacteria and grossness. They stuck a catheter around Thanksgiving week. Everything was drained, which that was the most painful thing I've ever. Sticking a catheter or something just doesn't come out anymore after years. It hurt so bad. It was so painful. I passed out, and I never want to go through that again. They told me that, oh, you might have to go through it again, which I'm trying to find a new urologist because they're trying to blame the person that did the surgery, the doctor, who can't stand up for herself, who isn't there anymore. I don't know what happened. They try to save their butts that time. You can tell when someone is trying to save their butts. And like, I don't have much to say about this. Like, I'm supposed to have a huge story. I mean, I woke up paralyzed at 10 years old, went from hospital to Cosair's to Cosair rehab. I got some of it back, had an amazing therapist, but a drunk driver hit him and he's now paralyzed from the neck down. Don't drink and drive, people. It's not worth it. And my journey is still going, of course, with the chair. And it's not got me down. I got the greatest people in my life. But I wanted everyone to know that about me. I am in a wheelchair, I am disabled, but that doesn't mean I can't do anything fun or can't. It's not anything like that. I do have a bag too. My bladder's not hooked up. Supposedly not hooked up. I don't know. But TM awareness, it would be nice to spread the awareness and raise money one day and to find a cure to help this, because it's so rare. Nobody really knows about it. That's why I wanted to tell my story, which, I mean, I remember patches of it, but it was so traumatic. I don't remember I feel like little details are missing. So that's one story down, and I hope you enjoyed. Please like, subscribe, and comment even, so I can interact with you guys. Subscribe, because I'll do some more stuff. In a week I'm gonna have something planned out. I ordered a bunch of stuff. We're gonna have fun with that. So stay tuned. Bye.